My name is Mary Beth Parkerson. I'm from Maryland, and I went to school up in New England to study biology and earth sciences, which is some of the background I have for this trip. I also have experience hunting and tracking animals. I pay close attention to details, plus I make a killer sandwich. Ask the rest of the team. So my theory on Bigfoot is this. I'm skeptical of its existence purely because I've never seen any hard evidence, never seen any fossils, bones, I've never seen anything in a museum about him. But I absolutely do not believe that that does not mean that it doesn't exist. I think that we have a pretty good opportunity while we're out here to find some hard evidence. My first exposure to Bigfoot was actually on Saturday night television with my dad, watching these crazy guys run around the woods, and every episode they were this close to finding Bigfoot, but they were never going to find him. You don't have multiple seasons of a TV show for people going out in the woods looking for Bigfoot for them to find him every single episode. So I'm pretty excited about our unique position here to go out with a team that actually cares about finding hard evidence and sticking to the scientific method, and hopefully we'll get something interesting. So I really appreciate that this team, their goal is not to go out and kill Bigfoot or the hairy man to find and show that the evidence of his existence. We're going out there to document and to find evidence that supports this hypothesis, which is really unique and really interesting. There are plenty of people who would go out there and just shoot it on sight because it's hard to refute evidence when you have a physical body. But that's not necessary in the scientific community. I think that we can do plenty of other things. I believe that this team thinks that there are other things we can do that will still provide quality evidence for the hairy man's existence.
Hey, my name is Reed Landis. I'm from West Virginia, and I was invited to come along on the search for the hairy man. I went to school for earth science, and I've got a rich background in hunting, so I was able to hop aboard a spot to go searching for the hairy man. I was intrigued by the opportunity because the searching for the unknown is something that is pretty interesting to me. I believe that, without any evidence currently, it's skeptical, but I do believe that there's still chances that there is existence of a primate that we don't know about. The world is vast, and we're here in Alaska, so I believe that anything's possible.
My name is Larry Beans Baxter. I've been a police officer for about 12 years now. I've had training in crime scene investigation, homicide investigation, and I hope to bring some of those skills into the research here at Port Chatham. Really excited to be a part of the expedition. I've lived in Alaska for a while. I've read the legends. I'm really excited to get out there and hit the ground and see what we can find and put my law enforcement skills to use to try and hopefully find some conclusive evidence that they exist. Personally, I lean on the side that they probably do exist. I'm more of an ape believer. I think they're probably more undiscovered North American primate than something supernatural. I think I'm more of a, I have to see it to believe it person. If I see one disappear in front of me, then maybe I might start leaning towards a supernatural theory. But for now, I think the best theory is that they're a flesh and blood ape, and until we find some evidence to, that points to otherwise, then that's what I think they are.
I've always had a passion for adventure. And in my 20s and 30s, I traveled to a lot of places on the globe where interesting and exciting things were happening, like Central America in the 80s, Africa in the mid-90s. I've always had a taste for adventure. But nothing has been as compelling to me as Bigfoot. There was a couple motivating factors that got me interested in Bigfoot. One was the encounter with the evidence of Sasquatch that I had when I was just 15 years old back in 1979 up on the coast of British Columbia, Canada, where my family was living at the time. That had a very profound impact on me, and it left me with the idea that later in life, when I had the time, I was going to devote myself to going out there and trying to track down that creature that left those tracks. And then the second thing that really got me motivated and passionate about going out and proving the existence of Bigfoot was the advent of all those television shows that were really big and I guess are still kind of big right now, that go on and on and on and on. They're going to find Bigfoot, they're going to find Bigfoot, but they never do find Bigfoot. And having grown up the majority of my life out in the bush, having experienced Sasquatch, having lived out with the natives, those shows I found just to be absolutely ludicrous. And after the 10th or 11th season of that one show, I said, enough is enough. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make a concerted effort and I'm going to find Bigfoot, prove his existence once and for all, so that those shows will not be renewed. Because I think it's time that we deal with the reality of Bigfoot and prove his existence. And enough of these goofy TV shows.
Hey guys, my name is Josiah Martin. I'm the videographer for this trip. I'm based out of Kenai, Alaska. I've been doing video work for just about 2 years now. A lot of promo videos and commercial work, but when I had the opportunity to do this documentary, I couldn't say no. I never shot a documentary before, but I'd shot hundreds and hundreds of vlogs. So I knew how to tell a story and I knew how to work a camera. So I knew I'd be able to document this Bigfoot adventure and really make an awesome documentary out of it. I'm really glad Stephen Major of Extreme Expeditions Northwest reached out to me and gave me the opportunity to make this documentary for him. I learned a lot being that this was my first documentary, and I'm really looking forward to future work with him on future Bigfoot trips. If you want to see any of my other work, my business is Martin Media. You can look me up on the web or Facebook, and I'd be happy to do work for you as well. One thing that I really love to use with storytelling is a drone. Unfortunately, on this trip, it was super wet and rainy, so I was only able to throw the drone up one time, got some water on my lens, and had to pull it back down after only using one battery. But being an FAA certified drone pilot allows me to do commercial work for other customers, and it's really awesome to use a different perspective during this storytelling process.